This is the new series of 8 days of beautiful sharing together, meditation, mindfulness, techniques for uplifting your energies, and yoga practices that are meant to uplift your pranic intake, offer you new ways of upgrading your light body and your physical body as well, bringing new light codes in your energy field, and also helping you cope better with the current situation, the current changes in the world, the things that are happening all over the globe as we are now evolving into, getting out of the quarantine and getting back into our daily rhythms. It's important to see what has changed in us during this time, how we have evolved, what are the gifts that we've learned and benefited from, during this change, and how can we apply them from now on in our day-to-day life. And this process is going to help you, acknowledge more of your gifts, acknowledge more of that state of grace and gratitude that is within you, and that can uplift you into a new state for your evolution. We're sharing this process since 2013. I've had 7 or 8 years of experience in sharing these modalities and techniques, and they have helped me a lot with uplifting my own energy. This is a process that not only helps you step into a new state of consciousness, but also helping you uplift your physical body. Our bodies are now transforming. Therefore, we are totally capable to evolve into a new state of consciousness and into a new way of utilizing our physical bodies. And with this pranic process, we're helping our bodies move into a higher state, into a higher energy, by fine-tuning them day by day with the practices and techniques that we recommend throughout this process. Each day, we're also doing a daily meditation towards the middle or the end of the webinar. So it's 8 webinars, each one at 8 p.m. Bucharest time for 8 days. And in each day, we're sharing a new technique, a new practice for uplifting our frequency and heightening our vibration. And towards the end of the video, we're also having a meditation together, which is very, very beautiful for healing, for cleansing, for uplifting our frequency, and for pranic nourishment. And with this meditation, we upgrade our system day by day so that it reaches that level of encompassing the free universal energy, being nourished by energy more than by food, and also having our innate abilities, like self-healing, self-mastery, telepathy, energy healing, and so on, having them activated in our system. So it activates new light codes in our bodies for us to be able to step into our fullness, into our wholeness, into this new era of energy. We're basically into a new energy era on the planet now. And it's good that we help our bodies better cope with that. It's good that we support our systems to evolve into that. And that's what we're doing tonight, and starting tonight in each day for 8 days. So I'm very happy to be with you. I'm welcoming those on Facebook, and I'm inviting you to look at the link that I placed in the comments and at the description of the video to better understand what you're watching. You're basically watching the introduction of the Pranic Process Online, which is an 8-day training, energy training, that is uplifting our frequency, heightening our vibration, um, helping us move into a pranic state, pranic consciousness, the consciousness of unity, the consciousness of embodying our divinity, and, helping us cope better with the current situation, uplifting our immunity, stabilizing our mind into a state of optimism and health and balance, so that we are proficient and productive in the time to come, because the quarantine is now over and it's time for us to step out of our caves and step back in the street and back and at work and back between other people. And what I've noticed these days, as I was out in various cities, I've noticed that people are really scared, and some of them are really worried. And as people are starting to crowd up in shops, in restaurants, and on the street, I've noticed this layer of carefulness, this layer of even fear in people, that they have because of the current situation, and because of the news still being a bit, um, you know, imbued with this feeling of worry, with this feeling of, oh, you should be careful, please don't get ill, blah blah blah. And we invite you to step out of it, because we are free. We're happy to announce that, this has been a flu. If your immune system has coped with it and has stayed healthy, you're going to be healthy also from now on. You still have to take care of your body. That's why we've continued with this process, and for 8 days we're bringing new ways of uplifting your frequency and upscaling your immunity. We're helping you with new um, ideas and tips, and I'm going to share from my experience and from the experience of all the, people that are doing a great work at staying balanced on this planet, and also from the experience of 8 ascended masters. So basically, we're being helped and supported during the process by 8 ascended masters that are presenting us their methods and their suggestions, and the things that they have worked with during their lives on earth, before they ascended, their suggestions that kept their frequency really, really high and has helped them ascend. And I'm going to share who these masters are, so that you can, relate and find your own mastery into that. I'm just taking one moment to fix something, and I'm coming back to you. So the 8 ascended masters that are supporting this process, and each one recommends a technique for pranic uplifting, for energy upliftment, for heightening your frequency. The 8 ascended masters are as follows. The first one is Saint Germain, who's recommending mind mastery and monitoring your thoughts and taking care of the stream of your thought forms, which are basically your creation in the world, with which creates new realities. So Saint Germain, who is a master of alchemy, a master of immortality, has recommended this option of constantly mastering your mind. It has recommended it for our balance and our beautiful evolution, because everything that is created is based on the mastery of the mind, is based on being the master of your own creation, the master of your own thought forms. Otherwise, you're just randomly living your life without any control or direction or awareness about your creation. So that's the first master that is participating and encouraging this process and supporting each one of the participants throughout all the 8 days and beyond. The second master that is very, very dear to me is Quan Yin, the goddess of compassion in the Asian tradition. she's recommending us to daily get in touch with the universe, to daily get in touch with a, a power that is greater than us, whatever you believe in. If you are believing in a certain deity or in God or in universal energy or in universal mind, however you want to call it, it's best that you daily connect to that. So Quan Yin is recommending to reinforce your daily connection so that you constantly feel connected, constantly feel in touch with your higher self, and constantly be supported uh, in your journey, you know, because it's very, very important that we have this feeling of support. And this feeling of support comes from the feeling of connection, of being connected. Um, the third ascended master that is encouraging and monitoring and supporting this process is Buddha. And he is recommending as a path of evolution, or as a path of cleansing your energy channel, he's recommending lightening up our diet and going into vegetarianism or veganism, or as light as possible, without the consumption of animal products, especially not dead animals. That's very, very important. And for our evolution, for maintaining a high vibration, for breaking the chain of using and being used, you know, um, by other beings. It's only when we stop using our other beings for our benefit and pleasure, Buddha says, that we're really gonna evolve on this planet. And I believe it's true, because really the relationship between cause and effect is so natural and so obvious, you know, in everything that we do. So that's why it is recommended that we lighten up our diet and we stop using animals as our nourishment, because they're not really on the planet for that. And that's another thing that is highly recommended in this process. Another step is to take care of our bodies and treat our bodies like a temple, like the temple of the divine. And this is recommended by Babaji, the immortal masters of the Himalaya, who is supporting this process with recommendation coming from the tradition of yoga, the tradition of very, very ancient lineage, you know, that is dating at least 5,000 years back. And Babaji is recommending to take care of our vehicle, of our physical vehicle, so that we have this beautiful, beautiful fine-tuned organism for as long as possible in a beautiful state here on Earth, because this biocomputer, this machinery that we've created, is what help us get through life and get you know, experience this physical reality. And the more we fine-tune our bodies, the better experience here on Earth is. So that's why Babaji is making this recommendation. And he's supporting the whole process, and all the participants of the process are held in this energy for this beautiful, uplifting, evolutionary path. Another ascended master is the Christed one, or Jesus, that is recommending to, as a spiritual practice, as a daily practice, is recommending to do something for others just because we can, you know, or selfless service, we could call it, which is basically the recommendation that he has demonstrated, the practice that he has demonstrated, because he has done the service for humanity for many, many years now. So he's beautifully embodying this. And he's of course healing us and supporting us and encouraging us all the way through the process, uplifting our frequency, streaming through the Christ grid, which is the matrix around the planet that he's, you know, keeping together, so that all the participants of this pranic process are held and upgraded and uplifted and supported uh, during this training. Fifth or sixth ascended master on this program is St. Francis of Assisi. His recommendation is to practice as much time in silence and in nature as possible, because nature is something that uplifts our frequency very much and helps us be in tune with our innate inner shine, with our peace, with our health, and with our connectivity. So Saint Germain has practiced this practice of staying out in nature and tuning into the natural field, so much so that he was so, um, you know, connected with the animals. He was able to understand the voice of the animals, to talk and get messages from to and from the animals in nature, and from nature in general. He was in tune with all the cosmic rhythms and so forth. So that's his recommendation for pranic upliftment, for more energy, and for our overall balance. And last but not least, Mother Mary and the Angellics are recommending us to utilize the sound and music for uplifting our frequency. So listening to uplifting music, tuning into frequencies of sound that are beneficial for our body, that are healing, that are harmonious, is very, very much uplifting our frequency and encouraging us to stay in balance. So this is their recommendation for us, and all the ascended masters, all 8 of them, have recommended to practice daily meditation. And recently I've posted a video about my daily routine, or about my morning routine, here on Facebook. You can still watch it on my YouTube channel, which is Cristiana Eltrayan. And that's part of my morning routine is described there, and it includes all these 8 practices that I actually do daily, or as much as possible. But meditation is the practice that I've been doing daily for many, many years. And those of you who know me, most of you already know me, know that I've been on this path for more than 10 years. You know, I was practicing since I was a child, but for 10 years I have been diligently practicing meditation and breath work, and time in silence in nature, and all these recommendations that are here, because this has helped me stay in balance. This has helped me stay on track and have, you know, my life rhythm completely changed, my structure completely upgraded to a point where most of the times I was, you know, able to not utilize physical food, or you use very little physical food, have insights of telepathic answers, universal communion, remote healing that I've helped people to experience, you know, on a distance or on person, and many, many other miracles that have been very natural for me as soon as I tapped into this beautiful energy field and stayed with it through my daily practice. And many of you that have been on a pranic path, and I would really love to hear from you, those of you who are on Facebook or on YouTube now or on Zoom, you have been on this pranic path, and maybe you've been through several processes, or tried several processes, either by yourself with some pranic teachers, and you've had the disappointment sometimes that you went back home and you found yourself dropping back into the frequency of binging, into the frequency of being depressed, into the frequency of being feeling guilty for eating too much, into the frequency of not keeping a high vibration, and so on. And you didn't know what's happening to you because you were feeling so good during the retreat or during the process, and then back home you weren't that good anymore. So what happens is that we have a daily lifestyle that keeps us on this path. Otherwise, our frequency naturally drops. The universe is, the 3D world especially is made in such a way that, it doesn't necessarily uplift you, especially in these days with all the news, with all the people being worried, with transportation being shut down internationally and intercities, with all this stuff, with all these apparent blockages. There's not so much upliftment, in your lives. Is not, watching Netflix hasn't been so entertaining, and soap operas and whatever you've been studying these days, probably didn't fill you up so much, and you still need that deeper connection, that feeling of being full, of being loved, of being held, of being supported, of being uplifted, that isn't given to you by default. It's your job to tap into it. I mean, the universe is giving us all this feeling, but it's our job to tap into it. It's our job to stay connected. It's our job to stay uplifted, and that's only done through a daily practice. That's why we're so much recommending that you include in your life all the time these practices that are having the role to uplift and upgrade your energy and keep your frequency on a high level. So those of you who are on Facebook or Zoom or YouTube, please write to us in the comments, what is the main thing that you do daily that uplifts your spirit, that makes you feel connected and makes you feel harmonious? What do you do in your daily rhythm, that what's your practice basically, or what's the thing? Maybe it's not a spiritual practice, maybe it's something you just like to do. So could you share in the comments in one or two words, what's your thing that uplifts you? What brings you joy? What brings you joy? For me, it's dancing and art, that uplifts me when I'm by myself, because as we've been by ourselves, I've been by myself in this quarantine time, there was not much sharing with other people, and that are in the same space. There was a lot of online activity, but face to face I haven't met many people in these 3 months. So that's why I'm asking, what is your practice? My practice has been to dance and to do art and knit these days. I had a lot of creativity developing here in my house. Normally, I'm traveling a lot all the time, and because I've had this time by myself, with myself, all the way through the day, I've been allowed to tap into my creative resources and bring new creations into being, including new books, including new art creations, and things that I've knitted for myself, dresses and so on, and including also paintings and drawings and art workshops that I've developed. So that has been my fun during this quarantine time. Of course, there's been many webinars, there's been many other projects having been created. There's been this daily practice that I've recommended to all of you, that I'm actually practicing daily on my own. But for fun, for my own upliftment, I've been doing this creative stuff that I just referred to. So share in the comments, what's your thing? What makes you happy? What brings you joy? What's uplifting you? It might be music, it might be meditation, it might be lovemaking, it might be, tantra, it might be uh, any type of other creations. I want to hear from you. What's your thing? And also let me know what is the reason that you're here actually. Why are you in this workshop? What is your expectation when you hear about the Pranic Process Online. What do you expect to learn or find out in such training, in such a webinar? When somebody tells you that we're going to share for 8 days tips and tools to uplift your energy, what would you like to learn in this 8 days of webinars? Let me know in the comments, maybe ask questions, and also share what brings you joy, what uplifts you these days. What's the thing that makes you want to smile, makes you want to giggle? What brings you happiness in these days? I want to just hear from you. And ask questions. We're going to open a question and answer time for about 10 minutes, and then we're going to go in the meditation, to complete this webinar with a beautiful, beautiful uplifting meditation like we always do in the Pranic Process Online. For those of you who are new and just popped into the Facebook live video or YouTube live video, just know that this is 8-day process, 8-day training program for uplifting the frequency, tapping into the prana and pranic nourishment, and going deeper into yourselves and your own, divine union with your divine self. Basically, that's what this workshop does. Eventually, if you if you keep up with the practice, and I'm going to be honest, this is not about pranic nourishment. This is not about, not so much. This is not about you being, a breatharian at the end of the workshop. It's not something that will necessarily help you to stop eating, because that's not our goal. It will help you to decrease and be aware of the quantity of food that you're using, because most of it is not necessary. As you know, you're eating mostly from emotional or habitual patterns, but it's going to make you much more aware of the fuel that your body really needs. And many people who have participated, they've gone on liquids for a month or more. They have gone on a much, much lighter diet, and have had amazing changes in their lives. So you're invited to tap into that. Somebody in the comments says about what brings them joy. The time spent outdoors, creativity, and nutrition food when I eat. And as an answer to the question of what brings you here, she says, I'd like to continue to understand more deeply and refine my pranic lifestyle. That's very beautiful, Elaine. Thank you so much. So refining our pranic lifestyle, refining the way we interact with the pranic field, or with the field of vacuum, if you will, that's something that is helping us a lot, all of us. The way we fine tune our energy field through the practice is very, very helpful. I'm going to take a moment to share the information of this training with the link, with the people who are supposed to join. And meanwhile, feel free to fill up in the comments the things that we've suggested. Tell us maybe why you are here, what's your expectations or questions, and what would you like to learn in such a training, if you choose to be in it, or if you watch our webinars on Facebook, because a few more minutes of the training is going to be streamed online each night on Facebook. What would be the things that you would like us to touch upon? What would you like to learn? And I'm very, very grateful to be having you here. Hello, Eagle. Hello, Arjuna. Hello, Maria Salvador. Thank you, Heather, for joining. The link is working on Zoom, but I don't know why yours is not connected. Hello, Marius, Anton, and Ferry, and everybody else who is here. I'm very, very happy to see you, and Elaine, and Heather, and everyone. Many, many thanks to all of you joining and gratitude for having you here. So while I'm typing here for my friends to join, just feel free to ask your questions. Anyone having any questions or comments about their daily lifestyle and what brings you joy? Somebody is asking about drinking juice when adrenals are not healed. I heard it could cause yeast infections. It's like this, you know, when I don't believe, I don't know that yeast infections is connected with the adrenals. I believe it's connected more with the acid and alkaline balance in the body, actually. I do not know of the impact of the adrenals upon this topic, but I do recommend in that particular case to alkalinize your body and utilize lemon juice with water all the time. So alkalinize the water with lots of lemon juice, utilizing greens as much as possible in the juices. So not necessarily the fruits by themselves, but greens. And what else? It's important that the body is detoxed and then refined very, very deeply. And for detox, we're going to do recommendations starting today and tomorrow. And parasite cleanse is also very, very important. So I believe that's what's basically causing yeast infections in general is the hyperacidity in the body and also a lot of this imbalance, you know, there's an imbalance usually in that case between the liver and the other organs. So that's much deeper than just balancing the adrenals. Of course, it is necessary to balance the adrenals, but I trust that there's many other causes, you know, that are impacting this. And I highly recommend that people are looking into all of that, because when the body is acidic, many things happen at the physical level, and moving into an alkaline and, you know, and lighter diet is crucial for our health, especially in these days. And if you don't know what an alkaline diet means, if you don't know what it implies, it implies having more green foods in your diet or green juices. In your case, if you're going on juices, it implies not utilizing things like chocolate and flour and sugars and coffee and alcohol in your daily rhythms. It implies taking out all the meat and dairy products and fried foods from your diet. So for 8 days, try to do these steps at least, you know, and see how your body feels, because this is crucial for your overall health in general, but especially when you go into a pranic process, you know, remove for at least 8 days, if not your whole lifetime, you know, the things that are hyper acidic for your body. Remove the flour, remove the sugars, remove the chocolate and chocolate based products, and, you know, sweets that are not naturally sweetened. I mean, I'm not saying to drop sweets completely because that would be boring, but you could use dates, you could use um, other things that are sweetening your juices or your food that are natural, in, you know, instead of sugar. Remove the flour, remove the fried foods and pizzas and stuff like this. Remove the animal products, especially meat. I mean, meat forces the body in countless ways, and you cannot really, and this is true truth, you cannot really reach certain height of frequencies and keep yourself balanced there if you keep consuming the energy um, of death and the energy of fear and the energy of desperation that the animals have, you know, before getting killed. And you're taking that in with your meat. I mean, that's not going to work. If you're looking for spiritual evolution, at some point it's best that you drop that. And it's not just the concept in the head, you know, that we have invented to be interesting. It's something real, because everything is energy, everything is basically information. And when you put food in your mouth and you put food in your body, you're putting information in your mouth and in your body. And it's good to analyze really what type of information you're putting in, what's your input, because your output is going to depend on that. So your moods, your mind patterns, and everything that, you know, comes out, you know, from your emanation is depending on what you're putting in, what you're feeding yourself with, basically. And what you're feeding yourself with, not only at the physical level through your food, but also the concepts that you're taking in, the ideas that you're accepting as truth, the emotions that you're absorbing from others and exchanging, interchanging with others. All of that is nourishment at a certain level, and you have to pay attention to all of that, because there are other it's either uplifting or downgrading your body. So depending on what you want, an upgrade or a downgrade, you choose certain items and certain foods. But if you really love yourself, and if you really love your body, and if you really want to detox at all levels, just using plants or using some parasite cleansing is not enough. You have to also watch and monitor and lighten up your diet, you know, in a deeper way to uplift your frequency. So consider your body as a starship, and look at your starship as if you would want to keep it in the best evolved possible way. And for that, you know, you have to choose the right fuel, you have to keep it in a nice garage, you have to clothe it with a nice shelter, you know, and so on. And that's your body. So take care of the fuel that you're putting in if you want your starship to function harmoniously. And that's crucial, you know, with the fuel that you're utilizing, because it's going to affect or impact basically the way you function. Hi, Giselle. I'm very happy to see you again. And I was just thinking today of and hoping, you know, that we're going to meet soon, because I really miss coming back to US. Giselle is a friend that we've met at the resonance retreat recently, and I'm really looking forward to meet again. So really, I'm very happy to conveying this message, because you see, people think that spiritual rhythms are only about the practice of meditation or certain daily practices, but it's your level of spirituality is actually impacted or dictated by your input, what information and food you put in as well. That's why most traditions on this planet have recommended um, all the time, have recommended vegetarianism. Also, you know, the Tibetans, the Zen monks, the Indians, in their yogi practice or in their Zen practice or in their Dzogchen practice, they're all going on vegetarianism. Why do you think this is so? I mean, it's not about you know, cutting down on expenses, which is also useful. I mean, why not, you know? But it's about cutting down, you know, or taking out the energy information that is disturbing, disrupting our energy flow. You know, that's the crucial thing. And I'm going to talk more about it in the next webinars, you know, probably on Wednesday. We're going to address that deeper, you know, how to lighten up your diet and why to move into the vegetarianism, veganism, and uh, liquid food, as I call it, or juices. But just to say that the quantity of harmonious information is going to generate the quantity or the amount of harmonious states in your being. That's the most logical thing that I can share with you, and that's also dictating, you know, your level of health and alkalinity in your body, as I was saying earlier, because we've started with a question of what makes, you know, the adrenal healthy and the yeast infection develop. Basically, the level of alkalinity is dictating your whole level of health. So that's what we're sharing here. For the new ones, we're sharing the first webinar of a 8-day program for detox, energization, and harmonization at all levels: physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. We're going to share this for 8 days. Each day is going to be a webinar for 1 hour and a half, with a meditation at the end. And the meditation is really, really powerful because it taps us into the pranic nourishment and pranic harmony each day. So you're invited to join this webinar. It's in the comments, the link where you can join, or you can just send me a direct message to state your intention. You're going to be sent a Zoom each evening to join us, because on Facebook we're only going to be live for the first part, just to share some info, and then we're going to go on Zoom with our team. I want to share specifically that the people who have joined this process now, or who are joining this process now, are the people who are connected with the Ascended Masters. Come on. Thank you. Yeah, just look at the links in the link in comments. There's a small payment to be made to be joining this for 8 days. As soon as this is done, or you can also do it after, you're in with us. So I was sharing all the light workers that are feeling to join, are connected with the 8 ascended masters that I've shared about, are connected with the grid work, with the planetary work that we're all doing, are, you know, specific light workers that are having specific roles for humanity, or are people that have no idea about us, but their star lineage is so deep that they feel naturally called to connect with us, because they feel that this is for them. And if you feel that calling in your heart, you know, regardless of all the other aspects, you know, time, money, all the 3D stuff, just join. I mean, drop the ideas of what works and doesn't work for you and join, because this is your life path. This is your, you know, this is why you're here. And this is one of the most powerful tools in evolution, this program. And this is truth. What I'm sharing now is truth. And I've had people who are now joining the 4th time. So basically they've been with us every month for 8 days, you know, because the benefits of this has been huge for them, and they wanted to continue. And and that's what I call perseverance, you know. That's what I call the beauty of finding something that is good and sticking with it, and continuing with this. And if somebody of the ones who have been on process with us wants to share, you know, what they've experienced, I'd be happy to hear from you. You can put yourselves on camera on Zoom. The ones on Facebook, they can of course listen. They won't be able to see the person, but you can listen. So Giselle, if you're determined to join, I'm just going to send you the Zoom link now to connect with us on Zoom, if that's okay with you. And then you can continue for the other 7 days, and you can make the payment after, and you're going to be with us. So just type yes in the comments if you wish to have that, and I'm going to just send you on Messenger the link to participate on our Zoom call. Yeah, so whoever wants to, also Adil Kassam from the Unify, who you've met in the Resonance Retreat, for those of you who met him, is gonna be with us, and Heather is gonna be with us, and many others who you've met in the other processes are with us. And it's beautiful that our team is, reuniting in various ways, because this is important light work, and it is actually not only shifting our energy bodies and our physical bodies, but it's also shifting the energy of the planet a lot, and that's the main work that we're doing. So I was asking for the ones who have joined new, what are the things that bring you joy? What are the things that you practice daily or regularly to bring you that uplift your daily state, your daily rhythm? What is the things that you're in bringing into your life when you feel a little down, or you need a little mood shift, that is uplifting your energy? Can you share that with us in the comments, please? That was my question from earlier. And if you have any comments on this, why are you here and why do you want to join the process, or what would you expect from such process, I would love to hear that also, because that was my other question. I know some of you are just entering now in this live session, so that's why I'm asking. Thank you for being here. So if there's no comments or questions, I would love to just move into the meditation with everyone. Type yes if you're ready. Is everybody ready for some meditation, from some pranic dinner or breakfast, depending on where you're watching? Because in this meditation, we uplift the frequency, we cleanse our energy channels, we bring more energy into our bodies and into our energy systems. And we tap into the pranic flow also for nourishment and healing. So much healing is happening, and much beauty is happening in our energy bodies and in our physical bodies, and every organ and physical system, the endocrine system, the muscular system, the circulatory system, the chakra system, and so on, are being reframed with this practice. Yes, and for those of you who are wondering if this pranic thing, being more on prana and less on food, that I'm practicing, and many of the ones in this process are practicing, if you're wondering if it's causing more social distancing, Heather was asking here in the comments on our Zoom, or Elaine was asking on Zoom if that's causing you being left out. I feel it's important that we look at our motivation for doing things. Why do we do the things we do? What do we expect you also from the ones around us? If we expect to be loved no matter what, if we are trusting that we can be loved unconditionally, and that we deserve to be loved unconditionally, then we are feeling free to respect and stick with our lifestyle and what brings us joy and what brings us health without feeling the fear of being left out. If we truly trust that our loved ones are really our loved ones and they love us, which is important to see, and that's filtering a lot of the relationships. When you choose to be on your path and stick with your path and stand firm on it, um, are your loved ones really supporting you, or are they discarding you? And that's the difference between love and control, actually. So it's time for us to step in a frame of love, completely, and accept to be loved and accept to love ourselves first and foremost, because that's going to bring us more love from the others as well. Uh, but when we want to dim ourselves down or dim down our vibration to be loved or to be accepted, that's basically not creating a relationship of love with the others. It's creating a relationship of control or codependency, but it's not love. So if you're choosing a certain lifestyle that is not uh, bringing any harm to others, I mean, you're not choosing to shoot at people or kick them or in any way harm them, but you're actually doing good to yourself and to the planet by consuming less resources. I don't see why others would leave you out. It's important to look at that. It's good also to know how to socialize. If your diet is a little lighter than what the others consume, it's good to just have a cup of tea or a bowl of soup with them, and that's gonna feel you. That's gonna make you feel that you're still in with them, still participating, but not necessarily taking the same food that they're taking. You can have something else. So you can work around it while still being on your light diet, but you seem that you also join them at the table, and you do join them at the table, not necessarily taking the same things that they're taking, and you're not left out, but you're not doing the same things exactly. I mean, not the same food, and they should understand this if you are loved. I mean, I've had experiences, for example, when my family was celebrating my birthday. I was a little extreme a few years ago, I have to admit. And to some I still seem like that. But it's like I was with my family and they were celebrating my birthday, and they were all eating normal traditional Romanian food. And I was in a detox back then where I was only using 4 cereals, water, and salt. That's very powerful purification diet, which is called Oshawa, after the Japanese George Oshawa that has studied the macrobiotic diet. I'm recommending it for 10 days as a detox. I'm not recommending it for 1 year as I did, but it was useful. And being in my 10 days of detox with my cereals, I was just eating some rice with boiled rice with salt, and all the others were having all these ingredients on their plates. At first it seemed to them that I might be ill, or I might be, something is happening. When I explained them that I'm doing a detox and that I'm, restructuring some things in my body, that I am healthy, but I'm wanting to be healthier, eventually they were able to understand and accept and not judge and not comment on that, even if they had made cake for me and stuff like this. But I couldn't take any cake because I had to respect my own choices. um, Along my life, my family, God bless them, have had many of these experiences with me, because I've chosen to be a vegetarian when I was 17. So for 3 years back then, I wouldn't consume any meat all of a sudden. At a time when in Romania, nobody was knowing about vegetarianism. Um, and also, when I was 27 or 28, I started going even lighter, and had these detox diets for some years, and then going on juices. And now I'm only taking, juice or soup or a small salad when I'm joining my family. So they have gotten used to me being a little weird, a little different than what they're used to, or their habits. But not necessarily they've been scared, because I've learned to navigate with it without scaring them out. You don't just go home and say to your folks that you're going to stop eating. That's going to just going to freak them out. You don't want to do that. Or you don't just go home and tell your folks that you're on a very, very strict diet, and you give them all the details. Because if they're used to 3 meals a day and 3 snacks in between, or 5 snacks in between, like the general nutritionists are recommending, they're gonna be freaked out if they hear that you're only having soup or juices. You don't want to say that. It's for their own safety that you're being you're being careful with that. And that's not to lie to them, but that's to manage the level of information that people can handle at a certain moment. And it's not lying, but it's adapting the information to the level of knowledge and acceptance of your audience, basically. And that's healthy communication. So healthy communication has kept me away from my family being excessively worried or resentful about my ways of living. Also, I have shared as much as possible of the information that I've known, to my brother and my mother, especially, who eventually they have become vegetarian quite quickly after my choice. But also that has to be made in a healthy way. I mean, not pushing information at people, because some people don't want to know about this stuff, and if you've presented them an article or two, or a book or two, or a documentary or two, and they haven't taken it openly, then maybe it's time for you to focus on something else in your conversation with them, without pushing them, without trying to force them, without all this stuff that creates separation between you and your families. And I think that's important too. I mean, to have healthy relationships, to have healthy communication between the family members, I think it's essential. And some things are to be shared, and some things, if they're not taking it lightly, it's good to be filtered. That's what I believe, depending on how your relationship with your family is. But I've met many people that wanted to start a pranic process, either on water or on juices, and they had quite serious difficulties with their families because they got scared. Whenever I wanted to do a detox or a process of this sort, I've shared it maybe after I ended it, because in general, it's good to share things with the people that would support you, instead of sharing with the people that would detract from it with their worries. That's also healthy communication. So that's what I could say, about sharing with family. It's good that you keep your relationships loving and harmonious without scaring off or trying to impose on your family members. And it's also good that you find the common points between you and them, so that you build bridges instead of building gaps. Whatever builds gaps is going to cause this harmony with your family or the dear ones. And the important is to build bridges. So that's if you have any further questions, but that's what comes generally about the family relationships. Let's see if on YouTube we have anything to see here. Okay, no. So everybody is healthy and happy. We're moving into meditation now. So we invite you to start making yourselves comfortable. Start feeling that you're or visualizing or sensing that you're in a light column from the center of the universe to the center of the earth, and that you're surrounded in light, showered in light. Like imagine that from the center of the universe, from the heart of the central sun, this golden or white light comes down, or even pink, you could imagine this color, this golden pink like this, coming down, right down from the center of the universe, like a shower of light in a column with a diameter like your hand stretched out all the way around you and through you, coming down from the center of the universe to the center of the earth, surrounding you completely in light. And you can visualize, sense, or feel that every time you inhale, this light, this energy from your column of light comes all the way around you and through you, surrounding you and blessing you inside and out with every breath. And as you breathe out all the worries, tensions, concerns, everything that doesn't serve you, everything that's not beneficial for you, everything that's not for your highest good, so that you can let go completely of what is not useful in this process, in this training, in this moment of your evolution. And as you breathe in again, you're breathing in this light, this love, this color, this energy from the center of the universe into your cells, into your organs, into all your physical systems, into your energy field, letting it imbue every part of your body. It's like your pores of the skin are opening up now for all of you, opening up fully, becoming this large breathing organism that's breathing in this light and breathing out whatever you're free to let go now. All the worries, the tensions, the concerns, the feelings that are not beneficial for you, all the things that are ready to be released. Knowing that this column of light is pre-programmed to dissolve, transmute, transform everything that doesn't serve you. And it transforms it into the most beneficial energy for you now. So with another deep breath in, you breathe this light into your cells, into your organs, into your auric system. And you again exhale whatever doesn't serve you. And we let go. Also of the thoughts, we let the thoughts dissolve like little clouds above your head. You let them dissolve completely. So that your mind is clear, like a clear blue sky. As you focus down into your heart, And we ask that only the beings of the purest light and love can be present energetically and telepathically with us. Now, only the beings of the purest light and love can be present energetically and telepathically with us. Now, only the beings of the purest light and love can be present energetically and telepathically with us now. Deeper breathing in. You visualize, sense, or feel that you have a connection cable that's coming down from the center of the universe, from the heart of the central sun, down into your system now. It comes down through the top of your head, through your pituitary and pineal gland in the center of your head, down into your throat, into your thyroid gland in the center of your throat, down through your heart chakra and thymus gland in the center of your chest, down into your solar plexus chakra and pancreas gland, down into your sacral chakra and ovaries or testes, recalibrating your chakra system, your endocrine system, and down into the root chakra and adrenals. You're fully breathing in this light from the heart of the central sun that comes into your heart, and you focus on your heart chakra now. You visualize, sense, or feel a crystal in your heart chakra that's shining brighter and brighter with every breath as you receive more and more light from the heart of the central sun into the crystal or the sun in your heart. You just bring it in. See your heart chakra expanding with every inhale. Focus on your heart now. Focus on your heart chakra, the center of your chest. See that you have like a light bulb in the center of your chest that is getting brighter and brighter with every inhale. See this light going, expanding every time you breathe in. See it shining brighter and brighter every time you breathe in, as you breathe in the light from the central sun into the heart sun in your heart. Then see this light from your heart as you exhale, radiating out into the cells, into your organs, into all your physical systems, into your auric field, and out into the universe. Again, breathing in, bringing more light into the cells, into the organs, into all your physical systems, out into the universe. You see or feel your cells tingling in response. See new ways of nourishing and communicating between your cells being developed with your breath and your awareness that you can be nourished in this way. See your cells tingling, expanding, firing up as this energy from the heart of the central sun coming down into your heart expands into your cells with every exhale. See your internal organs also, the areas that were maybe hidden, now opening up to receive this light. And the loudest light from your heart with the codes that come down from the heart of the central sun to also flow towards your lower chakras now. Feel them flow through your hips into your feet and through your feet into your roots, and feel your roots for a moment. Check your roots in every foot. See left and right, left and right, left and right, which roots are strong and which aren't. And if there aren't, just let more prana flow through them. And connect with the heart of Gaia, with your roots, the heart of the earth. Breathe in deeper. Feel the pulsation in the center of the earth. Feel the stories that Mother Earth has to say to you, to convey to you, the gifts maybe that she has to share with you. And as she sends her love back up through your roots become being even stronger. And into the soles of the feet, and then through the soles of the feet to the calves, the ankles, the knees, the thighs, the hips, all the way up to the base of the spine, and flowing through the spine to the heart chakra, and through the spine to the base of the skull, and through the spine to the top of your head. Having filled your whole body with this energy of the earth, of Mother Earth, of Gaia, of this compassionate, feminine, sweet energy that embraces you and springs out through the top of your head as the body is full. When the body is full, it just springs out through the top of your head in a toroidal system, forming a spherical shape around you, a toroidal sphere. You look at it, feel into it, feel as the energy flows up and down through it, through the soles of your feet and up to the top of your head, through the soles of the feet and up to the top of your head, surrounding you in this biomagnetic shield that keeps out all the radiations, Wi-Fi, everything that doesn't serve you, everything that's not beneficial for you, thought forms, emotions of others that are not for your highest good. Everything in this cocoon of light is kept out. That's not beneficial for you, so that only the light that is best for you can come in, and only the energies that are for your highest good can come in. So bringing in this energy constantly with every breath, you receive energy from the heart of the central sun and nourishment, and energy and nourishment from the heart of Gaia, constantly mixing into your heart the most beautiful yin and yang balanced frequency that streams out into your cells, into your organs, into all your physical systems, into your field, and out into the universe. And you can come back into your heart and come back into your body, knowing that this is happening constantly as you breathe. And you come back into your body now, back into the soles of the feet, the toes. You can wiggle your toes. Back into the ankles, the calves, the knees, the thighs. You're back into your body like a hand within a glove, in your hips, in your lower back, upper back, chest, arms. You're back in your body like a hand within a glove, in your neck, in your head, and fully present in your body completely, fully present your light body in your physical body now. And you're coming back with your attention into the room. You can open your eyes, place a hand on your heart to keep your focus there. And you can comment maybe and tell us what you felt during this meditation, what you've seen maybe in the center of the earth, what has been revealed to you. So we thank you for your light and your presence also. What did you feel? And to the new ones, we remind you that you have just joined now a live streaming of the Pranic Process Online. We're going through 8 days of training together, the program that is enhancing and uplifting and cleansing your energy field, and also bringing you new tips for a higher frequency and for your next step in the evolution. We invite you to ask questions or comment if you still want to add or ask anything. And if you want to participate through the whole days, 8 days of this training, there's a link in the comments on Facebook and on YouTube that you can access to be with us. Or just text me directly in a message and I'm going to share the how to with you, the details, so that we can be together each evening for 8 days in this beautiful group of light workers that are now working for themselves, for their own uplifting, but also the upliftment of the planet. So we're very grateful to have you here. We're thanking you for your presence and for everything that we've shared energetically and in words. And we're welcoming you tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. Bucharest time to join us for the next webinar. And those of you who haven't joined us on Zoom yet, and if you're on YouTube, just know that tomorrow doesn't, or Facebook, just know that tomorrow is not going to be a long video, but you are invited to join and let us know if you want to participate to the whole process so that we can send you the actual link where you can join us for 8 days. Sending you big hugs of love to everyone. And looking forward to meet you soon tomorrow evening for the ones who have already joined or for the ones who are preparing to join. And thank you for all the comments and questions and participation. And somebody in the meditation says that, Elaine says that she received a message that it's time to connect with the feminine principle as much as the masculine. Yes, there's a time for balancing the masculine and the feminine, and it's crucial that it's happening now. That's the key for the planetary balance to actually harmonize these two and have them collaborate instead of competing with each other. Somebody else said, that was fabulous. Thank you, Cristiana. Thank you for your comments and feedback. And for 8 days, we had this beautiful planetary work to 7 or 8 sacred sites here in Romania that we're also visiting during the trip of the sun. So you're invited to take a look at that and join us in August for the trip of the sun and for the Pranic Festival in August. We've joined and participated to these sacred sites to cleanse, enhance, and energize them so that there's a planetary boost of energy that's happening now that some of you might feel and some of you maybe you don't, but you're gonna see the results of it. And that's changing a lot the stream on the structure on the planet now, because the energy grid around the planet has changed and in these vortexes. So we invite you to stay optimistic about all this change at the planetary level, to stay in a positive, harmonious mental state, because things are happening for the best. And those of you who want to join us in such sacred site works, after the Pranic Festival in Romania that's happening on August 15 to 19, we're having a journey to these amazing sacred sites together. That's called the Trip of the Sun. I've placed the link in the comments, and you can be in Romania with us and join us, because by then all tourism is open and we can have these gatherings together. Already it has been announced in Romania that we can have events up to 500 people, which is allowing us to, you know, have this festival together in August. And you're invited to book your place. And also it's allowed also, and it's happening, that we have the trip of the sun after, and we journey together to the sacred sites in Romania, connecting with the ancient, but also with the alien civilizations, the extra and the intra, um, terrestrial advanced civilizations. And you're going to learn more about your star lineage, your earth lineage, your deeper connection to various other species, in tap into the universal energy on a much higher level at these sacred sites and during the Pranic Festival in Romania. So we're inviting you to participate. But first and foremost, let's have this Pranic process together and uplift your frequency, and then we see what's coming next, you see. So all the links to the events that I've described are in the comments of the video, you know, in the comments on Facebook, and also it's going to be on YouTube. So join us and let's share this program together for 8 days of awesomeness. Big hugs to all, and contact us if you have further questions. Much gratitude for your presence. Bye-bye.